Hi, thanks for tuning in to the Acting Expert Career Studio. My name is Dan Warner. Today, we're going to be talking about TV and film terminology you should know. This is an ongoing series that I do. It helps actors that maybe aren't familiar with all the acting and television terminology that they should be. And I've said this before in my other videos, the more you know, the smarter you look. And the more you know, the more knowledgeable you are on set, the better chance you have to be hired again and again by the same director, the same producers, the same casting people. If they think you are a seasoned professional, or the more professional that you look and or act, the better shot you have at working again and again. And I've told this story, but it bears repeating. In 2019, half of the jobs that I booked in 2019 were with directors that I had already worked with previous. And so they just know that I'm going to show up on time. I'm going to hit my mark. I'm going to, know my lines, and I'm going to move the story forward and get the hell out of the way. And they'll look at your IMDb page. They'll look at your resume, and the more you work and the more you amass a great resume, the more they're going to realize that, these people are hiring you for a reason. You're getting hired over and over for a reason, and that gives them more reason to hire you as well. So let's jump into our first term. Our first term is called avail, and this is a really great, there's a bunch of different terms for this, but you're going to get a call at some point after your callback or after your submission for your audition on tape, and they're going to say, we'd like to put Dan Warner on avail. Now, on avail is short for available. There's other terms for the same thing. There's, we'd like to pin him for, December 4th through December 17th, or he's on avail from the 4th to the 17th. The other one is on hold. All of those mean the same thing. So we'd like to pin him or put a pin in him. Avail or available and or hold. We'd like to put him on hold for those dates. What that means is that they have called dibs on you for those dates, for that period of time. Now, if let's say you're on avail for, or on hold, or a pinned for a Cheerios commercial, the 4th, 5th, and 6th of December, and then you do a Toyota commercial audition, and they say, hey, we'd like to put you on avail for the 5th of December. Well, you're already on avail, and so the company or the whoever has put you, whatever project put you on avail first, gets first dibs. And so what you have to do is you have to tell Toyota, look, I'm on avail for Cheerios, and let me get back to you on that. And so you'll call Cheerios, or whoever the people are, the casting person, and say, look, they want me for Toyota, and they want me for these dates. But I promised you, because being on avail or being on hold or being pinned for something means you promise them that you will wait for them. That's you're giving them first dibs. So you'll say, hey, they want me for December 5th for Toyota, and I'm on hold with you guys 4th, 5th, and 6th. What do you want to do? It's a great position to be in, because that forces their hand, and they have to say, yes, we want to book you, or no, go ahead and take that other avail. So at least you gave them the opportunity. If they say we want to book you, sadly, good problem to have, but a problem nonetheless, and this has happened to me several times, you go back to Toyota and you go, I'm on avail for Cheerios, and they've just booked me. So I'm working for sure the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Now, if Toyota is super pregnant with you, meaning they love you, you're their guy, there's a chance, this has happened, that they will say, you know what, let's push our date to the 8th. Are you available on the 8th? Yes, I'm available on the 8th. Okay, we're going to push it to the 8th. That's the best case scenario, where you get to do both commercials and make tens of thousands of dollars. It's really great. So that's what avail means, and that's what being put on hold or being pinned for something means. It's the same thing with theatrical. You know, you're going to do an episode of SWAT, and they've got you pinned for, you know, January 5th through the 10th. And then some other, you know, project calls, blah, 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 same sort of thing. So you've got to give SWAT the first opportunity to book you on that. It forces their hand, and a lot of times they'll book you because they don't want to lose you. Sometimes they'll say, no, go ahead, go do the other thing. And that means you probably weren't going to be on that project anyway, but at least you know, and it doesn't stop you from getting like the Toyota job, the other job. So those are great problems to have, and it's a really nice thing to hear that you're pinned for something, or you're on hold for something, or you're on avail for something, and that's what those things mean. Just because you're on hold, just because you're on avail, doesn't mean you're going to get the job. It's just the next step to getting the job. So it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not a guarantee. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get it, but as soon as you're on hold, you know, it's a pretty exciting sort of place to be. So that is our first term, on avail. Okay, this next term you'll hear on the set. Don't get freaked out when you hear it. It's a weird little thing that they say, but the term is called flying in. It's used by PAs, it's used by prop guys, it's used by whoever is bringing something somewhere. Flying in just means we're bringing it in right now. They're usually on a time crunch. They have a thing they got to do, and they got to get this done, and this scene has to be done by a certain time, or this commercial has to be done by noon because we have to move locations, or whatever the case may be. So they want things to happen fast. So when they ask for a towel, a white towel that they've been using, the prop guy's going to go, white towel flying in, and they'll probably be on their walkie-talkie. Sometimes they have it here, sometimes they have a button because they have an earpiece, but they'll say flying in, and that goes straight to the second AD, or the first AD, first assistant director, or second assistant director, which means they can tell the director, hey, it's on its way here. And so you'll also hear that if if you're in your trailer and you're waiting for them to set something else up, or it's right after lunch and you have to go into hair and makeup and get touched up for some reason, which happens a lot. They'll go, hey, we got to get going on this. And so the PA, the person that's supposed to bring you back to the set, will get, something in their ear. They have a little earbud. He'll say, hey, where's our talent? That's what they call you, is the talent. Where's our talent? And they'll say to the hair and makeup people, how long till he's ready? What's your, how long? 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and then we're flying in. So they'll say flying in. Or they'll say 3 minutes. 3 minutes is up. You get in the golf cart. It's usually a golf cart that they travel you around in, especially on a big studio lot, because it's a long way from stage to stage, or from wherever you're at to wherever they're shooting, wherever they're filming. And so they'll get on the walkie-talkie and say, flying in. And that tells the director and all the powers that be, fear not, they're on their way. It's just a way to alert them. But I thought it was an interesting term, flying in. Yeah, there you have it, flying in. Okay, the third term today is called wired, or the phrase is, let's get you wired. Usually you'll be with the PA or an AD, second AD, or somebody who's wrangling you, helping you out and all that. When you first get there, you have to get wired, which means you have to get mic'd up, which means you have to wear a microphone. It's a lavalier mic is what it's called. And they'll place it usually on the inside of your shirt. If you're wearing a jacket, it'll be inside the lapel. If you're wearing a tie, sometimes it'll be inside the tie. It's a very, very... It's a very good microphone that's highly sensitive, and it picks up sound. It also picks up rustling of clothes, so sometimes they have to wrap it. Anyway, it's called getting you wired, and what happens is they put the microphone on you. They have to usually run the line down, down your jacket, or up your shirt, and then down your pants, into your sock, because they have the receiver on a Velcro strap, and it's down around your ankle with your pants that go over it so no one sees it. Ah, there's my phone. All right. hold please. They're always going to hide your microphone somewhere. They're always going to hide it somewhere. If you're wearing a dress, it gets a little technical because you've got to have it put in there, and you've got to have a sound, usually a guy, sometimes it's a girl, but they'll put the sound thing, you know, somewhere on your person close to your face, inside your dress, a lapel, underneath a tie. It's got to go somewhere. Sometimes sometimes the battery pack and the receiver is on a belt, and it'll clip on your pants behind you. If you have a jacket, it'll cover it. Anywhere where it won't be seen, anywhere where it will be invisible. That's how you will be wired or mic'd up so that they can hear you. Now, once you're mic'd up, they're also going to use a boom mic, and I'm going to go into more detail. In fact, I did one terminology thing where you saw the boom mic, where they had the long pole with the mic on the end of it. It's called a boom mic. Anyway, sometimes they'll have that, and it'll be hovering right around you, just off camera. So you'll sort of be double mic'd, and so they just want to make sure. Listen, the sound is vitally important. You know, you can edit around bad acting. You can call out of focus shots artsy. You know, you can get away with a lot of stuff, but if your sound is wonky, your whole production value is in the toilet, and it's not going to work out very well. So the sound department is very, 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 very important. I mean, they're all important. Sound, super important. Listen, if you like this video, if you got something out of it, leave a comment or a question down below if you've got any questions or comments about that. And what I was about to say, if you like it, then hit the like button, because that's really important. And if you also, you have to visit my website, Dan Warner Media. I've got so many great tips and tutorials and everything on Dan Warner Media. I do private coaching. You can hire me there for 30 minutes at a time. I'll help you with auditions on tape, general career advice. I have a wonderful introduction to an agent letter on my site. If you're looking for an agent or manager, it's a great way to introduce yourself. It's super vital as far as having a headshot, a resume, some sort of a resume, a reel, and a great introduction letter. You need to be introduced properly, and I tell you exactly how to do it so that they will respond to you. It's all on my website, danwarnermedia.com. Check it out. There you have it. That's all there is for this week. That's it. So stay tuned next week when we have an all-new episode of, oh God, My Favorite Martian. Whew. I should write these down, because I don't even know if I've said My Favorite Martian. I don't think I have. They wore really weird spacesuits that look like tinfoil.